International. We're so excited to have you all with us here for this very special event with the Zuma Restaurants. We are still waiting on a few more people to join. So while we're here, let us know where you're watching us from in the comments. And of course, send a very warm welcome to our special guests, Marco Canata, the corporate chef of Zuma North America, and Samantha Yuan, Talent Acquisition Manager from Zuma Restaurants. They will be with us sharing incredible career opportunities today during the live session. How are you doing, Marco?
Hi, Valeria. Hi. All good, all good. Thank you so much. Thank you for having us. Valeria, Samantha, she will be back very soon. You're stuck with me for the time being, so this is what's happening. But it's all good. Great to be here.
Nice to have you here. And that's great to hear that Samantha will be with us just in a second. But for now, as more people are joining, let's get started. For those of you who may not be familiar with Zuma, it is a globally recognized restaurant brand offering modern Japanese dining in some of the most exciting cities in the world. And with a reputation for excellence, innovation, and a high energy dining experience, Zuma is an incredible place to build a career in the hospitality industry. Today, we will be discussing the amazing job opportunities available at Zuma locations across the USA and internationally. And if you're passionate about the culinary world and dream of working for a world-class restaurant brand, this session is definitely for you. So, Marco, let's start. Can you please introduce Zuma Restaurants to our audience and share what makes the brand so special?
Sure. So you already say we are a big brand globally. We have now 26 locations around the globe and many more to come in the next few years. How everything started. Zuma is a restaurant that was created by a German chef, which he was the executive chef of the Park Hyatt in Japan, in Tokyo. For 6 years, he fell in love with Japanese culture, Japanese cuisine, and he moved back to London and he was trying to open up his own restaurant. In the meantime, the co-partner, Mr. Arjun Waini, which is a very famous entrepreneur in the UK, but globally, because he owns a lot of company, especially in hospitalities. He wanted to make a booking at the back then most famous Japanese restaurant, and as of today everyone surely knows, which is Nobu, but it was impossible to get a booking in Nobu in London, so he was frustrated about it. He wanted to go there for his wife's birthday, and one day he was sharing his frustration with his barber, and they just happened to have the same barber of Rainer Bege, which is the chef founder, and actually put them in contact. And he wanted to open a Japanese restaurant. He was a chef that wanted to open his own place. That's how they get together. And today, 22 years later, we have 26 locations globally. They opened the first Zuma in London, Icebridge, in 2002.
Wow, that's a story.
Yep.
You yourself, Marco, have you had a chance to travel around and explore different restaurants around the globe, or are you just focusing right now on the American market?
No, I'm actually been around for a little bit with Zuma. I started in Zuma Miami as a J1 in 2014. So I was a J1 in Zuma Miami for 1 year. After my program, I went back to London. I worked in Zuma London for a few years. Then I moved to Oblix, which is a sister restaurant. The founder is the same chef, but it's a different style of cuisine. I moved there for like 3 years. Then I left the company. I come back 1 year after because I missed it and I understand that there is not many places like it. So I wanted to be back. And I came back to Zuma London for 3 months before moving back to Italy, which is where I am from. And we have one location in Zuma Rome, and we opened 2 seasonal locations, one in Sardinia and one in Capri. So I was in Italy for like 3 years with Zuma, and then after that they were like, "What about the United States?" And I wasn't expecting that, but I was like, "Yeah, why not?" That's what everything started with Zuma, and I think it's a nice circle that close. You know, from J1 to corporate chef, it's like
Definitely
it's just a story to tell, and I'm proud to say that when we say there is growth in the company, it's not I experienced myself, so I'm happy to share those information with everyone.
No, it's an exciting journey that you've had actually, and I think as a former J1, you have a special appreciation for the program itself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's why I'm pushing as much as we can because who knows, maybe the next one is gonna be here taking my place, hopefully. We don't know.
Can I send you my CV as well? I was a
Sure,
J1 back then,
sure,
and I think I can repeat the program again.
sure. No, but luckily, as I say, I seen few Zuma location around the around the world. Not all of them. I still missing probably like 6 or 7. So they are on my checklist. I want to visit them soon. But yeah, every Zuma is it's special in its own way. They're all so different, but they're also unique. Doesn't matter in which part of the globe you are, Hong Kong, Dubai, New York, or Phuket in Thailand. So like when you walk in, you feel that you are in Azuma. You feel like home. At least for me, this is just.
And how do you feel it? What sets Zuma apart from other high-end Japanese dining experiences and companies around the world?
Well, for sure, it's obviously the food. Our food that we produce is not traditional Japanese. Actually, we like to say that Zuma means move away from tradition. So we cook Japanese ingredient in a non-traditional Japanese way. And but also it's everything. It's the service, it's the music. When we talk about high hand, people expect operation and restaurant with like white tablecloths and the service like very curated service, but that's actually not what Zuma is. Our service is very friendly. The guys on the floor, they do amazing job like talking and interacting with the guests. We want to eliminate that serious aspect of the service. So we do what we do the best that we can, but we want to do having fun for us, for our guests. And I think that's what makes the difference nowadays and why Zuma is luckily successful and we have done many locations.
I think it's one of the most important parts. Have fun
Yeah.
during what you do get to create, during your training, during your work day. Otherwise, it gets not exciting anymore and you lose passion for what you do.
Yeah. I mean, especially for chef, I'm not hiding what we're doing. It sometimes get a little bit hard, especially as a young chef learning, how to stick around in the hospitality and grow with a company or with any company, whatever. But just the important thing is to keep going, and you get where you want to be. Again, 11 years ago, I would never thought I would be the corporate chef for Zuma in the US, but today here I am, and I'm glad to be.
You never know. And speaking of the positions, you mentioned culinary department, raising chefs, teaching them. But what do you usually provide at Zuna? What kind of positions do you usually provide, and what might be available right now?
So currently in the US as a senior management position, we're looking for a head pastry chef for Zuma Miami and a pastry sous. We're looking for a sous chef in New York. We're looking for a sushi sous chef in Boston. And at the moment, Vegas, luckily, we have a full team, but I'm sure position will come available anytime soon. Also, because our recruitment never stop. I like to always say to the chef, the recruitment should happen in 365 days of the year. We never know. When we get the right person in, we need to do everything in our power to make sure we bring them onto the team. As I mentioned briefly before, there is a huge expansion in the US. We potentially gonna be open another 4 locations in the next 2 years. So that's why we need a lot of people and a lot of young chefs that they want to grow with us and jump on a plane, and who knows where this takes you.
Sounds like a plan. 4 more locations. Let's go, guys. If you would like to apply, we'll review CVs right now.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Speaking,
just to
sorry.
chime in. Hi, everyone. I'm the talent acquisition manager here at Zuma North America. And Chef Marco shared some positions for culinary side, but also front of house side. We're also hiring as well. At this moment, we're looking for managering trainee, sommelier. So if you have any experience in managing or supervising front of house team, welcome to apply. And as well as sommelier, if you have any, wine knowledge, how to upsell, introduce wine in different regions, we'd like to have your resumes as well.
Great. It's always great to see not only culinary department welcoming the J1 profiles, but also F&B, sommelier, something a bit more specific, having MIT programs. That's amazing. Can you go a bit deeper in the key responsibilities for each of the roles in the kitchen and in front of house?
Yeah, I'll go first with the kitchen. So our structure, so obviously, as I mentioned, I am the corporate chef and I oversee all 4 locations, and then we have 2 regional executive chefs, one overseeing the East Coast, one overseeing the West Coast. And every location has an executive or head chef. Apart from location like Zuma, New York, because of the volume and how big it is, we have both position actually, an head and an executive chef, and they oversee all the culinary aspect of it. And then on each location, we also have an head pastry chef and 1 or 2 pastry sous, depending again on the size of the restaurant, the capacity of the restaurant. And from the sushi side, we have a global sushi chef, which is actually based out of Miami and oversee all the 26 locations globally. So you can imagine he's always around traveling with the suitcase ready to go. But we also have for the sushi department 2 regional sushi chefs, East Coast and West Coast. And a head sushi chef is in every location, every Zuma location, normally again with 1 or 2 sushi sous based on the size of the restaurant. And then junior position, our team, they are pretty big. Zuma kitchen is separate in 3 different kitchen. We have a robata grill, which is the heart of our restaurant. So it's an open grill, open fire in the middle of the dining room. That's, I think, one of the things that make Zuma so special and unique. We also have a sushi counter where our sushi chef every day create magic behind that counter. And we have the main kitchen where all the hot food and tempuras and soups that come from the main kitchen. So the kitchen team is pretty big. Our smaller location at the moment is Zuma, Boston, and we have 45 chefs. The biggest one is New York. We have 59 chefs. So it's a pretty big team.
And how about front office, Samantha?
Right. As a front of house, the structure is that we have GM, AGM at each location, and depends on the size of location. We have 2 to 5 restaurant managers on the floor. So for front of house, the main responsibility is always to provide excellent guest service to all the guests. That's our main goal. And one thing I would say is unique about Zuma is that we look like we're fine dining, like we're going towards that approach, but we are more fun, more casual. So even though we have all the attention to detail on like the table setting and how we do the platings, but we don't require everyone to wear suit and tie and like cocktail dresses and stuff. You can just come in casually, have fun with your friends, with your coworkers, but still you get the level of service from our team. And that's the type of people we're looking for, is you care about people, you want to make friends with them at the restaurant, but at the same time, you provide high-end service to all of them.
So it's the culture of being friendly, chit-chatty, very on top of everything, nothing official.
Yep. We have a huge list of return guests, and the team should know, at least the reception team, they should know their faces and names by heart, so we can welcome them back every time.
Wow. Do you have a system for it, or it's like a little booklet of pictures?
I believe we have both. We do profile notes on each guest, and if the guest is super, VVIP or like a very frequent return guest, we do have their picture and just remind the whole team this person's back.
Oh, wow. I have never seen that before.
It's almost like a hotel operation. I know hotels
almost, yes. Almost on another level. You just need to add a front office and a couple of rooms on the side to start building the hotels next to it, but you have already the authorization set for the process.
Correct.
And what other skills and qualities besides being friendly and remember your guests that you're looking for your candidates, especially for the J1 program?
I think especially for J1 program, we know there is not a lot of experience. So we think that the most important thing is the attitude, willing to learn and love hospitality. Definitely like to talk with that. That's kind of me because I love talking to people. I love hanging out with people. So at first I feel like, oh, I can never be in office position. So actually I started in hotel for 4 years and then I transitioned into restaurant for another 4 or 5 years now. Like my whole career was within hospitality because I like the heart, like I like to help people. Like in the restaurant will be like I like to recommend people what our best dishes is or what we are proud of from our restaurant. And if you like to do things like that, make people happy and willing to learn, then Zuma is the place because we do have like a training plan in place, not just the J1 training plan, but we already are doing that with every single position and staff that we have. And because I know there are a lot of places they hire people in, they just throw them on the floor and be like, oh, you apply for this position, then you should know what you are doing, but now giving them the tool to success. But not here at Zuma. We have like a full binder of the knowledge you should know, and to make sure that you will be success on the floor, we give you a ton of tests. So basically you need to learn all the food on the menu, all the cocktails and drinking list on the menu. And of course, there's this thing called step of service, especially in New York, that you need to follow. So before understanding all the stuff, we cannot let you to be fully on the floor because we need to make sure not only we set you up for success, but also we need to make sure that all the staff that we have on the floor officially are able to provide the same level of service to all the guests.
That sounds like a greatly established plan for training of the profiles and for regular employees as well. Not everywhere you would say that.
Yep.
You both have such an amazing experience outside of Zuma and with Zuma together, growing from very basic positions to high corporate level. What would you advise to people who just start their careers, to the candidates who are interested in applying for the roles at Zuma specifically, and just for joining the industry overall?
I'll jump on that. I think, something that I always like some feedback that I always like to share with the new starters and, young people, J1, or just, new cooks that they start to put their foot on the restaurant and in the kitchen. Sometimes it can be very overwhelming. I put myself in their shoes because I've been there, and I know when you walk into a kitchen for the first time, especially at Zuma Kitchen, a lot of people, a lot of chefs, a lot of, like, you feel lost sometimes. It's like, what's going on around me? I just want to make sure that the first things they're feeling, it's understood. It's like, just, we all been there. Don't be scared. Just don't be scared to do the wrong things. Just make sure you ask question. Be willing to learn, as Samantha say. Just don't assume that things they should be done in this way just because it was done like this somewhere else. Just ask, over communicating, and make them feel understood and make them feel protected in a way, because I can tell you that the beginning can be a lot to take on board. So that's, for me, what's very important. And going back to your question before of recruiting, I want to add for the kitchen, it's like our food, it's really simple in a good way. It's few ingredients, best of the ingredients that we can get, not too many component in a dish. So especially for J1, one thing, as Samantha say, is attitude, but it's their charisma, is the willing to learn, is them to show that they want something, they want more. This is, for me, super important for J1. I had J1 that they cannot even hold the knife. They never know how to work in a kitchen. There is no issue on that. We can teach them everything, but what we can teach is them to be hungry, ambitious, and willing to learn. This is something that we cannot teach.
Passion is the key here, right?
Yes, 100%.
And Samantha, do you have any insight?
Chef Marco shared pretty much everything I wanted to share, so no, nothing extra to add on.
Well, then something that we discussed a bit before, Marco, based on your experience as well, you moved around the globe with Zuma a little. Does everybody get a chance to experience different locations to gain the great experience?
Yeah, of course, in different scales, but like, so many times I seen like even people that been with Zuma for like 6 months, 1 year, but the expansion is happening so fast that obviously is also in our interest to make these people grow and grow fast, because they can be a huge asset for the company, and we need them to learn fast and make sure that they can teach and train other people as fast as possible. So yes, absolutely there is. And being with Zuma for a long time, what I said before about the service is apply with the people. Every time I walk into a new Zuma, doesn't matter which side of the globe I am, there is a familiar face. There is someone that I know that used to work in some other Zuma around the world. So I know it sounds like a cliche, but when you say we are a big family, it's actually true. For myself, I really mean it, because everywhere, every Zuma you walk in, you know someone, and it's like maybe you haven't seen him for a year or whatever, but you still recognize, and it's like you never left, the connection start click right away again.
It's like moving from one Zuma to another would be like visiting your distant family in a sense. You
Correct.
go there, you stay with them for a while, and then you move on and you join another part of the family.
Yeah.
And what would be your favorite part of working with the international programs such as J1?
Well, the flexibility that they have, because these people that they don't know, they don't know the US market, so they are open to take everything on board, and they're like, okay, let's do this. They want to succeed. They come here for a reason. They come here to learn, and they come here to do better and bring back those skills that they learn here. So for me, it's something unique. It's like you don't find on everyone. And it's something special about the J1 program. As I say, for myself, is really touchy. So I like to see as many as we can, just bring them in.
Samantha, any things to add?
I mean, we just love to see people who are hungry for learning to come here and learn with us. Also, Japanese cuisine is another. It's very different because most people, they're used to like Italian cuisine, French cuisine, but Japanese cuisine is another. It's very different. So we can guarantee you can learn a lot of different tech. We definitely collaborate with all Japanese working. Oh, my connection is not great.
You're back, Samantha.
Keep going.
And for sure, we always like to have different type of learning from different cultures as well. So wherever you're from, we learn from you and you learn from us. It's always a win-win situation.
Samantha, Marco, thank you so much for sharing these incredible details. It's always great to learn more about our partners, today specifically about Zuma Restaurants, and all of the exciting opportunities that you have available for our candidates. And to everyone who joined us today, we appreciate you being here. We hope this session has been informative and inspiring as you take the next step in your hospitality career. If you're ready to join Zuma, we encourage you to apply for their available positions. To learn more about it and apply, visit our website at www.placement-international.com or contact us directly at info@placement-in.com. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on social media for updates on future events and career opportunities in the hospitality industry. Thank you again. Thank you once again, Marco and Samantha. And we'll look forward to seeing you at Zuma soon. Have a fantastic day.